So for this episode, we're gonna talk about monitoring your portfolio. Very important, long-term yung perspective mo. Pero, hindi naman pwedeng papabayaan mo na lang siya. Paglagay mo dyan, pinabayaan mo na lang. From time to time, you need to make sure that you monitor your portfolio. So just a tip, how I do it. Every end of the year, I make sure that I check my portfolio and tinitingnan ko yung asset allocation na ine-expect ko na susunod pa rin ba. Kasi situation changes. If things changes, baka yung current portfolio mo hindi na siya relevant. You need to also make sure na ma-adjust mo yung portfolio mo. This is what I do. I always look at my portfolio into two levels. Yung pinakauna, I call it my strategic asset allocation. So when you talk about strategic asset allocation, yan yung parang pinaka-overall na itsura ng portfolio ko. So sabi ko, okay, I'll follow a 60-40 rule. 60% equities and 40% bonds. So ano mangyari dyan? Yan na yung tinatawag natin na strategic asset allocation ko. But a portion of my money, I use yung tinatawag na tactical asset allocation naman. Here, in a tactical asset allocation, ito yung kapag may opportunity dito sa tactical asset allocation, I will use that to buy this type of assets. Now, balikan ulit natin yung strategic asset allocation. So pagdating ng end of the year, ano nangyari? The stock market went up by 20%. So ano nangyari? Yung 60-40 mo kanina na originally na allocation mo, aba, hindi na 60-40 kasi dumami yung pera mo sa equities na eh. Kasi tumaas yung value niya eh. So, tingnan mo ngayon, should I now move some of my equities out and now just put it, let's say, in bonds? Para na sa ganon, mabalikan ko ulit yung 60-40 na allocation. So, you see, I need to do that because aking strategic asset allocation is 60-40. Sometimes, however, pinapabayaan ko na. Kung umaakit yung stock market and I think that the stock market will continue to do well, pinapabayaan ko naman. But in most cases, I try to reduce it and bring it back to 60-40. Okay? Now, ano pa ba yung consideration mo? So other than sinabi mong may strategic asset allocation ka and tactical asset allocation ka, titingnan mo na ngayon yung situation, yung economic situation. So here, what I'm sharing with you is an economic cycle. So anong itsura ng economic cycle? Paakyat at magpipik yan, eventually pababa and sa pinakadulo. Now, alam mo ba, at any given stage of the economic cycle, there are assets that do well and there are assets that do not do well. So, if for example, in a period of recession, equities do not do well. So that's why, very important, na hindi mo lang tinitingnan yung portfolio mo, tinitingnan mo rin yung macroeconomic environment. What else? Ito, very important. And most likely, ito yung pinaka-importante sa inyo. Your life stage. Nasaan kayo ng buhay ninyo? Someone who's young may be more aggressive than someone who is in the mid-age or someone, let's say, who's already in the retirement age. So, iba-iba yung possible cash flow requirements nyo and it may not be addressing your current portfolio already. So, kanina, sinabi ko sa inyo, if I would to look at my personal risk tolerance, I can say that I'm in the moderate side, so I will be in the 60-40. Now, ang problema doon, as I get older, my needs may not be the same anymore. So, anong pwede kong gawin dyan? Maybe, increasing my bonds would be more logical because I would need more consistent cash flow already. So now, let's look at yung typical life stage. Someone who's young, someone who's single, yung needs niya, more on accumulation of wealth. Wala pa siya masyadong expenses. So he can focus a lot on long-term investment. Okay, so he can deploy a big part of his investment in long-term capital growth type investments, such as stocks. Now, tong person na to, nag-asawa na. Nagkaroon na ng small family. So medyo nag-iba na ngayon yung requirement niya. So that person may now or cannot rely anymore na lahat ng investment niya nakalagay for capital or long-term growth. Baka kailangan meron na siyang investment that now provides income on a more regular basis. At the very least to supplement yung kanilang expenses sa household. Maybe this person, dahil meron na siyang bagong family, maybe there's now a need to set up an education plan. Now, when you talk about education plan, hindi mo pwedeng ilagay yan sa short-term investment kasi matagal pa naman mag-aaral yung anak mo, correct? So you can deploy that in a longer-term investment. So other than education, what else? Home acquisition. O ngayon, nag-asawa na kayo ng wife mo, meron ka na small family, you're in your early 20s or late 20s, sabi mo, you know, my goal is, by the time na umabot tayo ng 40s, we should be able to purchase our first investment. So, it's not gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna happen 10, 20 years from now pa. So with that, you can redesign your portfolio para nang sa ganon, hindi mo kailangan ng short term kasi ito naman pang long term naman siya. So there. So different people will have different situation and that situation may dictate different asset allocation for your portfolio. So very important, again, always make sure you review your portfolio. Okay, so what else? Very important, why you need to rebalance is because you need to make sure that your portfolio remains relevant. So in your portfolio, may equities ka, may bonds ka, and sa equities mo, may iba-ibang companies ka. Now, i-check mo ngayon, yung mga companies where I am invested, okay pa ba yung future niyan? Maganda pa ba yung future niyan? Is it a company that continues to innovate? Bakit ko sinasabi yan? Let's take this as an example. Remember Kodak? Do you know that Kodak was the first company who actually invented the digital camera? Pero natakot silang gawin yon kasi natatakot sila na makakannibalize yung film nila. Their bread and butter is their film. And because of that, nung na-invent na, ginawa na yung digital camera ng iba-ibang companies, Kodak became irrelevant. Now, sabi natin kanina, Melvin, basta long-term ka, okay yan. There are exceptions to that. And ito na yon. If the prospect of that company is not okay anymore, or is not good anymore, it's about time that you need to remove, reallocate it to a better company. Okay, another very important consideration, remember the money tree that we talked about kanina? Yung puno mo, naalagaan mo mabuti, lumaki, and guess what? Marami ng bunga. Yung mga bungang yon, dapat i-reinvest mo yon. So kasama rin yan when you now check your current allocation. So it turns out na itong mga bunga, hindi pala invested properly. So go back, tingnan mo, how can you now maximize these fruits? Maybe redeploy them again. Or maybe you can now explore different investments. So let's say for example, kanina yung equities mo is purely let's say US or let's say purely Asia. So baka ngayon dahil meron ka nakukuha na itong mga fruits ng puno mo, say mo, maybe I can now invest this more let's say in the US market or in the European market. Or let's say sabi mo hindi, baka mas maganda ito na rin yung gagamitin ko para mas maging lower risk na yung portfolio ko. Ito na ilalagay ko ngayon sa bonds. So because of that, na ma-maximize mo palagi yung buong portfolio mo. So again, let me reiterate, you don't need to do all of this. Pwede kang mag-partner. Pinag-usapan natin yan at episode 5. Ano yun? So instead of you investing on your own, ikaw mismo namimili anong stock, ikaw nagmo-monitor lahat-lahat, the alternative is use pooled funds. Use the expertise of these funds to help you grow your investment.